Glad to be back, and I guess I'll probably just share mostly kind of a trip report. Can we rise for prayer? Father in heaven, we thank you for another day that you've given us and time to fellowship with the saints, and thank you for safe travels on the way back from Mexico, and pray that you'd be with us and teach us and show us what you would have us do. Pray for brethren throughout the world that they would be strong and continue the fight. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah, so let's see, when did we start off? I guess it was Thursday. We drove down to Laredo and slept in a hotel and got going about 6 something, and there was already 3 hours of traffic back up before that's how long we sat in the lines till we got to the border, and then about another 3 hours till we were finished with our papers. So quite a bit of patience there, I guess. And then we went to Monterrey and visited Jose, and the first night I had a headache, so I went to bed earlier, and the rest of them stayed up, and I guess some others, I don't know who all came over and were visiting there as well. And then the next morning, or the next day, we went and visited Julieta's parents, or went to their place and ate there and met their family. And there was also another older man that was there. He seemed pretty serious. I guess he had been sick a couple weeks before, to where I guess Harvey thought he almost died, but I didn't quite get that from what I understood. But he was so sick he couldn't walk or stuff, and he was getting better. And they were blessed that we stopped in there, and it was a good time. And so on Sunday morning, we headed down towards Texcoco and had good traveling all the way down. Well, in Mexico City, I guess there was a little bit of traffic because we didn't take the freeways that we didn't want to pay for it. But got down there to Edre and Roberto and Catalina, and they were glad to see us. And the next morning, Harvey and I and Edre went to town to get something, and while we were gone, Enrique and Rosa came to pick up Mabel and Mary. On the way back, or we were coming back from getting stuff, and we met them on the road. So almost missed them, I guess. And then there wasn't really much to do, but we helped Edre's working on fixing up a VW bug or beetle. Get it filling in the dents, and so we helped them with that and fixed up a bicycle for Harvey. Not a whole lot. We sang one evening, and then uh, let's see, Thursday morning, sometime Enrique brought the girls back, and we were gone at the time. I guess it was in town somewhere. And so that day, I guess we went to buy some stuff to make some tamales, and Catalina was hoping to have Enrique and Rosa stay for a little bit, maybe, and eat, but I guess we weren't ready for that till we came back. So the next day we headed up, coming back on Friday morning. We got going about around 5. I'm not sure if it was a little before, a little after, till we actually got going. And in Mexico City, well, we had known that or Enrique, I guess, he didn't want to drive on certain days if you don't have your car tested or don't have the right emissions. You can only drive certain days. So we're driving along, and at the Caseta de Cobra, which is the place where you pay for the toll roads, or I guess that's what it'd be called, toll roads. The police were checking for the stickers and pulled us over and said that we aren't legal to drive or whatever. And it made me think a little bit that even though you're ignorant or whatever, you're still going to have to, like, you don't necessarily get away if you're ignorant of something. And I guess we paid him a bribe, I guess is what it ended up being, but I don't know if it would have been more, probably less for a ticket, but I guess. What? Well, he told us it was a ticket. The officer told us it was a ticket, so we didn't, I guess, know better really, or not really. Didn't know what to do, so so we didn't have enough money for the amount he was asking for, really. And then there was a little more, or I had a little more along yet, and then he said, okay, it's all right. It was mixed, some Mexican and some American money, and then so that kind of took our cash that we had. So we had almost run out of fuel on the way out because we didn't have enough. I mean, we fueled up in Mexico City. The credit card worked that I had along, but farther up towards Monterrey, they only accepted the Mexican cards, so we about run out before we got to the border. And so at the one gas station, we had stopped to see if they would accept it, and their machines rejected it. And then I remembered I had a $20 bill I had put in the car somewhere for emergencies, so changed that out. Someone changed it out for us. He didn't give a very good rate, but it was enough to get us across the border and some more. So, and at the border, we again had to wait. I think it was 3.5 hours till from about where we slowed down in the traffic till we were through on the American side. So, and then we came on home from there. I guess pretty uneventful. Anyone got any questions or? Um, I think it's about 16 pesos when you exchange it from the American to the Mexican, but when you change it back the other way, it takes 18, I think, for $1. So, or 18 something, I guess. But that's how all of them do down there. Or I don't know, probably for the American side, they'd probably do the same. Like if you were coming across and changing, like maybe that's just the fee, the amount that they do for the change, I would guess. It would be a family. It would be, let's see, that'd be Erica's aunt, or yeah, Daniel. Yeah, it'd be Daniel's sister, and I guess she isn't really with the group there. And Enrique is yeah, and I guess he wouldn't profess to be a Christian, right? They would be like an hour and a half away, I guess. Yeah, well, they went over to La Scala for one day, and then they went, including Rosa, went to Mexico City to stay with one of her sisters or brother, place in Mexico City. So for the next 2 days, yeah, they would have went to Pedro's house. I guess Floyd and Daniel and some others. Marcus Rohr were down in Guatemala at the time, so some of the group wasn't there. It was pretty nice. A lot warmer than here. It was maybe 70 or so during the day, and see 50 or 45 at night, something like that. It was just a little bit chilly in the morning without a coat, but it was pretty nice. Coming on up here, driving along, we came out, or I guess it was from down in Texas. It wasn't just real cold, but then farther north, we stopped to fuel up in Oklahoma, and it was pretty cold. We got out. I get well. I don't. I don't know if they can do that. I guess usually it would happen that they'd get pocketed, but I don't know. I mean, like this was at a place where there were a bunch of officers and other stuff around too. So, like the people that took the money for the toll roads and stuff. So I don't know if that'd be different than if they stop you for speeding or supposedly speeding or out along the road somewhere. But there is, I guess, an app that you can get that you can pay your tickets like for on your phone. So you just tell them to give you the ticket, and then you can pay it through a system. I don't know. Probably if they stop you. I don't know. But yeah, it'd probably be pretty normal if someone stops you to try and get money from you instead of, giving you a ticket. No, we didn't. But see, he said it's a ticket, so I didn't know for sure, you know, what the processes are for down there, and couldn't understand everything he's telling us. And no, I don't know. Maybe he could put it in the system. So maybe it wasn't a bribe. I don't know, but be, I guess, fairly high chance that it went to him. I don't know, but it must be a fairly. I mean, people that people don't drive their vehicles, in Mexico City, or like Enrique was. He wasn't gonna take a chance or anything to try and drive when he's not supposed to. So could be it's a pretty steep price on it. Not the stuffed one. I was gonna buy some in Monterey to bring along for you, but then we lost all our money and then I couldn't buy any.